Hello, I'm Trudy, One Grounded Angel. This is the weekly angel card reading for the week beginning September the 18th through to the 24th, 2017. So I'll start shuffling the cards and see what messages the angels have to give us that will help us as we get through the week. We're starting off with family. Now this is going to mean a lot of different things to different people. So one message is about harmony within a family. So we've had a lot of messages recently about trying to deal with conflicts and clashes, I guess. Now, you don't have to get along with every single person you meet. However, when you're related to that person, that's going to cause you some issues. And absolutely every family has this problem. There will be people who don't get along, and that's just how it goes. So what this is asking you to do is, instead of holding on to anger towards a certain person in your family, try to understand where they're coming from. So look, that doesn't excuse bad behaviour, and sometimes people just behave really badly, and there's no consolation for that. But what I would say is that this is very much about trying to make peace with the situation, and sometimes that can help. If it doesn't help, that's okay. But what you need to do is be able to have a way forward for dealing with this situation, because you don't want to be going into every situation feeling like you're on guard, and every family situation, like you're on guard and you can't relax, you're walking on eggshells. So, which is something, various people have told me that they face within their families. So you can try and do some emotional healing work to help you, not them, try and help you deal with what's happened. That might be beneficial. But for most of you, this situation is, this card is just telling you to try and do some work on spending time with family, which is always, a welcome message. We always, we're juggling multiple commitments in our lives, and sometimes spending quality time with family just falls to the bottom of the list, and that's unfortunate. So make this the day that you reach out to a relative and really connect with them, rather than just a text, hi, how you going? Now, I am being told there are some people watching this, or who will see this card on social media, who are trying to have a family, and that's not happening for them so far. And this is to give you some hope, okay? Believe in that, keep believing in that dream, because even though things may not be going so well now, that doesn't mean they're not going to work out. And, it's difficult for me to pass on that message, because obviously anything can happen and there are no certainties, but it's really important that you keep your thoughts positive and that you hold on to hope. So keep going. Tuesday, the 19th. Financial healing, a very different sort of healing, but always important. So a lot of us have really difficult relationships with money. That may be because of the way we were brought up, or it may just be because of self-worth issues. Sometimes if we don't believe ourselves worthy, then we can find money mysteriously vanishes from us, or promotions elude us and that sort of thing, because it's stemming from that self-limiting belief, I don't deserve things, I don't deserve nice things, I don't deserve good treatment. So there's all sorts of reasons financial issues can crop up for people that aren't necessarily reflective of bad spending decisions, or an inability to find a particular job that would sort you out. But obviously, and I talk about this a lot, the universe is where your money and your material needs come from. It doesn't come from a boss or a job. That's just the channel. So keep that in mind, and be open to, when you ask the universe to help you, to provide you with greater abundance, be open to where that comes from. So now the primary message of this is about hope, that your financial struggles are going to be coming to an end. However, as I've said multiple times, nothing is given to us on a platter. We need to work for it. So if this is a big issue for you, it's time to start digging around and try to figure out, what are my beliefs that are preventing me from getting money? It's a co-creation. The things that we want in our lives, the universe doesn't just give them to us. We have to take action, and then the universe responds to action as well. It's a partnership. So definitely explore those beliefs that are going on. Look at whether you actually already do have enough, and maybe you're just trying to keep up with the Joneses. So And one of the greatest ways to attract more of something is to be grateful for what you already have. You know, Louise Hay used to talk about how she would bless her bills when she paid them. You know, I'm so grateful I have the money to pay this bill. I know that sounds a little bit out there, but it does illustrate the point that she was grateful for what she had, and we attract more of what we're grateful for, and of course what we focus on. So you want your thoughts around money to be positive and to be about an expansion kind of frame rather than a lack or a scarcity kind of mindset. Wednesday. Fairies. Now, some people watching this will already be au fait with the idea of fairies. I have to tell you that I don't really know much about the fairies, so it's not my area of expertise, although a lot of light workers you know, have a connection with the fairies. They are sort of light beings who work with nature. And so this card comes up to remind us primarily to spend more time in nature and to really kind of return to that connection we have. We are of this earth, and we spend time in air-conditioned offices and in public transport, and we don't spend enough time outdoors, which is where so much healing can happen. We forget about that connection, where we've come from, what we're made of, so to speak. So if this card really connects with you, it may be that you have a connection to to nature or to the environment that you need to explore more, perhaps in a professional sense, doing more environmental work or getting more involved in a volunteer capacity with advocacy groups or, you know, tree planting type organisations, or maybe you just need to be spending more time outdoors, doing, I don't know, whatever, walking and swimming under waterfalls, whatever it is, chasing waterfalls, whatever it is that calls to you. But you've got to trust your intuition on this and on every card. What does this mean to you? And for me, it's definitely a reminder to get outdoors more and to be grateful for the outdoors that you know, that are right on my doorstep. I live in one of the most beautiful cities in the world, and the ocean is visible in so many parts of the city, and I don't actually often go down and spend time sitting beside the water. So this is sort of a reminder for me to, you know, not to make it personal, but a reminder for me to reconnect with that, because it's in among nature that we find stillness. We better connect to our intuition, and we calm our nervous system and therefore our stress levels. So Thursday, 21st of September. Whoa. Sorry, it wasn't a very glamorous shot as the one went flying. So Coventina Purification, and it's about detoxification, which if you've watched my videos before, you'll know detoxification is one of my least favourite words. But it's not talking about any crazy juice cleanse, it's about detoxification of your soul, so to speak. So negative energies, anger, toxicity, any kind of old grudges, anything that you feel needs to be cleared, this is your invitation to do just that. So anything you're holding on to that is really weighing you down, to cleanse from that. Some of you, it may be about food, they're saying, and you'll know who that is, or what area that's about. It is not about crazy diets. The angels are not interested in telling you to diet, and because what you look like is of zero interest to them. It's about how you feel. So if you are loading up on foods that aren't giving you any nutritional value, then you're probably feeling sluggish and tired. And look, I have no judgment, so I'm not going to preach to you here, but you know, I know with my own experience, and junk food is definitely a means for me to soothe, to relieve boredom, and to look for you know, a bit of extra energy, and none of those things are very helpful. Sorry, junk food is not very helpful to achieving any of those ends, but for some reason I still find myself doing it from time to time. So this is a reminder to anyone who struggles with that. It might be time to clean up your nutrition. It's not about purity again. It's just about lessening your dependence on things that are not helping you. Not there's anything wrong with enjoying, you know, good food, but you want to make sure that your reasons for relying on certain things are maybe there's something that you need to address. Enchantment, this is Friday. Sorry, I shuffled really quickly and it fell out. Enchantment for Friday. This is a very vague, ethereal card. It's about anything, it's basically about believing in miracles. And, there's a unicorn on here, and that's really symbolic of miracles. So it's about, it can be anything from using your imagination to solve problems, paying attention to your dreams, particularly your daydreams, because often where your mind wanders gives you a lot of really valuable information about, what's missing in your life, where you're getting stuck, what you keep falling into a trap of focusing on that's not helping you, all that sort of thing. So, but mostly it's about that whole imagination, and imagination is something that we get taught as children is not really valuable. You have an imaginary friend and you're told they're not real, just forget about them. But actually your imagination is how you solve problems. It's how you receive messages from the universe. As a writer, all my good ideas that come from my imagination have really come from the universe, and I'm just a channel for them when I write them. So try to use your imagination to find your way out of problems today, to find solutions, to address anything else that's going on. I know one's really vague. I will go a bit deeper with that when I post it on Instagram, but it's a little bit out there for people. I've got a few cards like that actually this week. So for Saturday I have this, my least favourite deck. Not because I don't like the messages, but just because it's really awkward to shuffle. Oh, here we go. Okay, 3 of Ariel. This is another creative message about tuning into your artistic or creative nature. Everybody is creative. I know there are a lot of people who work in perhaps mathematical jobs or analytical or accounting or anything like that think they don't have a creative side, but they do. Everybody does. You just have forgotten how to harness it. Something that came easily to you as a kid. So for those who are already kind of engaging in some sort of creative pursuit, this is, the angels are showing me them kind of pushing you up, really, kind of lifting you up and giving you some real momentum here to keep going with that. It's really valuable. It might seem like a flight of fancy or something that's not going to go anywhere, and perhaps it won't go anywhere, but that doesn't matter. It's really valuable, so you need to keep going with it, and it's absolutely intuitively guided. So, and this card is really just asking us all to get in touch with our passions and to spend more time engaging with those, because last week we had messages about play and having fun, and the reason those pop up so often is because we all forget to have fun, and we need to be doing that. We need to be harnessing our passions and bringing, our lives are not just about purpose, they're also about passion. And those two marry together to create something very beautiful. So Sunday, 24th. Oh, believe. This is such an obvious one. I struggle to explain it. It's really just about keeping the faith. And we've had, I talked a bit about people struggling to conceive. That's certainly a situation where you need to keep the faith. I know it's very difficult, and I'm certainly not going to give anyone any advice on, or tell them to pretend it's all easy and fun, and that if you just put on your rose-coloured glasses, it'll all be okay. I know that's not the case. Trying to recognise that things are difficult and that they're a struggle and that you're not happy is important, but you also need to be able to understand that where you are right now is not where you're going to be in the future. And again, this came up last week, this idea about how our present circumstances do not determine our future, but our thoughts do. So it's really important we can recognise what's going on right now and not try and pretend it's something other than what it is. If it's a crappy situation, then yes, it's a crappy situation. But we also need to understand that's not necessarily how things are, it's not going to stay that way. That's not how things are going to be in our future. So we need to be optimistic as well as realistic. They sound counterintuitive, but they're not. So keep the faith with whatever you're going through right now. Believe that there is a good outcome ahead for you. Ask the angels to help you. And, my favourite quote about faith is, faith is about taking the first step, even though you can't see the whole staircase. It's really that simple. We have to keep going and trust in the universe. Remember to always ask the angels for signs when you're having crisis of confidence or faith. So when I look back at the week, we've got family, financial healing, nature, purification. Oh, that one just popped out. I don't know why. I think I've got that one. I said it was about nature, but it's really about, they're saying that it's a connection, excuse me, connection between that and this enchantment. And if you think about it, fairies, unicorns, they're all a bit kind of mythical or seemingly mythical creatures, but they both come from our imagination, I guess. Well, not they come from our imagination, but they can live on best in our imagination. And that's for a reason, because they're not of this world. I know that sounds vague, but the point that I'm making here is that they're asking me to remind you that not everything things that seem unreal are not necessarily unreal. I don't know why I had to tell you that, but I did. Purification, enchantment, what do we have here? Artistic and creativity, and faith. Bit of a mixed bag. I don't see any real themes here. They're all a bit different. But a lot of healing is coming through, I would say, and a lot about getting in touch with it. I guess that would be the predominant theme, excuse me. The predominant theme about connecting to our intuition via our imagination and really tapping into our creativity as a means of problem solving and a means of helping us find purpose in a way by channeling our passion. I'll put these on Instagram as I do every day. At One Grounded Angel, and my Facebook page is One Grounded Angel. If you'd like to reach me, my email address is onegroundedangel@gmail.com. The link on my website is currently not working, but if you do want to read more about the work I do, you can visit my website www.onegroundedangel.com. Thank you so much for your support and for your wonderful feedback, and I'll read for you again next week. Take care.